All right. So everybody, thanks so much for listening. We have a returning guest. Always grateful to have her on. But before we get into the interview, please like, subscribe, and share this interview on whatever you're listening to it on. We really appreciate that. Parker Roberts back on for the third time. We're always grateful to have her on. Former Gators soccer player, NWSL player now with the Orlando Pride, number 20. And Parker, first of all, always great to have you on. And we got a lot to talk about. We got Gators soccer, we got Pride soccer, we got the NWSL. There's a lot of soccer to talk about. So I'm grateful that you're coming back.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's nice to hop on and always catch up and see what I'm up to at this point in time.
How was it like playing with Becky and Alan? I mean, you had been with them for so many years at Florida. Then you're really in the thick of things, professional level, getting paid to play for two people that you respected, that you really loved.
Yeah, I mean, it was familiar. Practices seemed very familiar. I think I had done all those drills and everything before, but which was nice. It was nice to have that, but I was still playing with completely new players, which can be tough. I never stepped foot on the field with most of these people. So that was a really big adjustment. So having familiar faces, sorry, having familiar coaches definitely was helpful and gave me a little bit peace of mind and helped my confidence just because they've seen me before. They've seen me my worst and my best. So I never, like, obviously I wanted to earn respect of everybody else, but I never felt a ton of pressure to perform my best all the time. And that's when you play better anyways, because you're not putting all this pressure on yourself. So yeah, it was really nice having them. And at the end of the season, they both just kind of looked at me and they're like, we helped get you here. And now it's up to you. So I couldn't be more grateful to have that opportunity. I mean, I was kind of looking for that entryway back into soccer and I wasn't sure how to go about it just because the way everything fell after the college season, I wanted a break, but it's hard to be able to take a break because the pro season was already happening and I just needed to step away from it. So I think it was meant to be to have them, take over that role. And then that kind of gave me an outlet to text them and be like, hey, I want to get back into it. Like, could I come try out? Could I come train? I don't know how this works, but is that even a possibility? So having that gateway back into soccer was huge for me. And I couldn't be more thankful. I think everything really worked out how it was supposed to.
It was almost like fate how that all happened and everything kind of fell into place. So that's awesome. You played on that team. Obviously, Erica, she played with the Gators, but she had been in the league for quite a long time. Megan Doherty Howard, former Gator too. Did you play with her or no?
She was a senior, I believe, the year I redshirted. So no, not
No.
not really. I was
Okay.
traveling all the time. I was never really there. I think we practiced together a couple times, but yeah, no, we didn't really get to play together.
So there were former Gators on the team. They just really didn't have too much of a connection with you then, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We all played at different times,
Right.
so there was no overlap. And it is cool though to have other Gators just to
Mhm.
share the whole Gator culture and everything, just because it was
Right.
so big. And yeah, it's really cool, kind of three generations of Gators.
Can you talk about Becky and being there with her with the Pride? Obviously, it was her last game. There was talk that the contract was not being renewed. We'll talk about that in a second. But just to go back into that, playing with on that field with Becky and all these other players, Alex Morgan, Sydney LaRue's on that team. Obviously, we talked about Erica, Megan Doherty Howard, who got injured toward the end of the year. Yourself was there, a lot of really Tony Presley's on that team. A lot of great players. I'm not going to go through the whole damn list.
It'll take you a while.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. All right. But we'll move forward on that. So, how did they take toward Becky? Because you already knew that style, and a couple of the other girls that we just went through that were former Gators already knew what they were coming into with her being the coach, with Alan being there. How did the other girls take to Becky and Alan?
I think they were really receptive of them coming in. I mean, that's a big job to fill. You're coming
Right.
in mid-season. And I
Agreed.
think everyone was really receptive of how they came in with confidence, and they just did what they do best. They stuck with what they know, their style, their culture, everything. You know, Becky's still trying to build people before she builds players, and she still cares about everybody as a person as well. So she was really implementing everything she had done at Florida. She didn't change one thing. I think the only difference is you're dealing with women now who are married, have kids, have families, are, well, you know, a little bit more mature than some 18-year-olds in college. So I think that was probably an adjustment for them, just realizing they don't have to do as much as they used to in college. They don't have to necessarily, like, I don't know, like hold as many meetings or try to just help out young kids who are struggling with school, soccer, the transition, all of it. So I think that was definitely a transition for them, just dealing with more women and in a different environment. But I mean, they just did what they do best. They have great soccer brains. They came in, they did everything they could. They invested in the players right away. They were all in as soon as they stepped in. And obviously I didn't see Becky and Alan's first like couple days. I came a little bit later, maybe a week or two later. But I know that everyone was really appreciative of them and really stuck to what they were trying to implement. So I think that says a lot about Becky and Alan. They're obviously well respected, and I think they did a great job. They did not have an easy job by any means. So I think they did a great job with what hands they were dealt.
You're trying to implement a full-blown system in the middle of the year when the half of the year is already blown. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. So we're going on into this interview. You played and practiced with the likes of, you know, we just went through with these people: Alex Morgan, Sydney Leroux, Marta, Tony Presley, you know, Erica, Megan, and the list goes on and on. Were you kind of starstruck when you're going and you're seeing these women that are on national teams, Brazil, US? Ashlyn Harris was obviously in the goal for the majority of the year till the end when she got hurt. But, you know, you're with all these women that are on TV. How was that?
It was weird because at first, you know, you're used to seeing them on TV, on social media. It's kind of like they exist, but you don't know them. You just know them as these amazing players. You know, they have their own brands. Like, they've just built themselves and their careers and their families, you know, everything. They're just so grown and experienced, and you just think you're on completely different levels. And then you go into a locker room and you see them there and you're just like, okay, suddenly we are in the same, like the same pool, and we're about to step on the field together. And I felt for a long time, I was like, how am I here? What am I doing? Like, I am playing with these people who are just so awesome and have really just built an amazing career for themselves and have accomplished so much, you know, world champions and Olympic champions. And I just really wanted to sit back and learn from them, you know, watch them at training, watch how they speak to people, watch how they lead. That was really my goal, was just to sit back and watch, because I wanted to earn their respect as well. So I just tried to work as hard as I could, listen to them when they spoke to me. Yeah, I wanted to earn their respect, but I also wanted to learn from them. So it's just been, it's been awesome. It's been a crazy experience.
Well, you're walking into this team in the middle of the year. It's like the first day of school, basically. You're not knowing anybody. Well, you know the coach. Yeah, you're a freshman.
A freshman transfer.
Yeah. So you go in there. Was anybody really receptive to you? Obviously, Alan and Becky, they already knew you. So, but, you know, discounting them and throwing them out, was any of the players that were there really receptive to say, hey, Parker, you know, we're glad you're here, and, you know, gave you a story and kind of, pushed you into a group or something like that? Was anybody like that? Or
I mean, it's hard when some random person is coming in the middle of a season. You know, they only had, I want to say, 6 or 7 games left when I came in. So at that point, you're fighting for playoffs. Things are pretty intense. I didn't really expect people to just like throw me a party and say, welcome, we're so glad I didn't expect that. They had been there all season. They'd been playing since January, you know, just very different situations. I mean, everyone was very kind and receptive for sure. But I think also I had to earn the respect to be there and to be recognized. because you can't just walk in somewhere and automatically have all these amazing players respecting you, and you have to you have to show why you deserve to be there, just like they did before in preseason and all of that. But I knew, so Courtney Peterson and I played on the U20s together. We had been friends for years. So as soon as I saw her, it was like we had never been apart. I hadn't seen her since like, I don't know, 2017, maybe 2018. Wow. So it's been a long time, but it was like we never left. So it was really great having her to kind of show me the ropes, and she drove me to practice the first couple of days, and just having someone like that to really lean on and helps you feel way more comfortable for sure, especially in a room full of strangers. So I was so appreciative of that, because I think without her, I don't think I would have made it as, as far as I've come. She definitely helped me a lot with all of that.
As we keep going into the interview, what do you feel like you learned or accomplished by playing those few games with the Pride?
I feel like I learned a lot, and I kept telling myself, I'd make myself kind of think about it and try to process what I was doing. And I told myself, I was like, I think the hardest parts mentally are over. Like if you can make it through coming in mid-season to a room full of strangers, to a great team, a great club, and you can earn respect, you can make that 20-man roster. If you can do that, I think the most challenging part for right now, like I made it through that. So I think for me, it was just recognizing that, if I can do that, especially, the mental part that's one of the hardest parts. I think if I could make it through that, then I can only go up from there, really. So that's kind of where my head is. I've learned so much on and off the field just from watching, and then obviously from playing. And I think I did get some confidence playing in that last game, because I realized, I think now I'm showing myself, I feel like I do deserve to be here, and just feeling good about things. So I think there's a long way to go. There's a lot of training to do, fitness, all of that, but I'm really excited for what the future holds.
Let's go to the audience question. So you are a Chiefs girl. What the hell is going on with the Chiefs right now? They are sucking at life.
Gosh, I don't know, but it's.
And you have a Chiefs sweatshirt on. It looks like it.
I do. All
right.
But I don't. I can't beat them up too much. They won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Made it to the Super Bowl last year. Not every year is going to be great. Yes, you still have Mahomes, you have Tyreek Hill, you have all those people, but sometimes players just, they're not performing like they did in the past, and that's okay. Obviously it's frustrating for fans because you want to make it back to the Super Bowl, and it might be confusing, but it's hard. It's a lot harder than it looks to play like that year in and year out. So I'm not worried about them. They'll be fine. They just got to fix a few things. They'll come back.
All right. Just checking. Now we all know that your boyfriend used to play on Gators football last year. The question now first question is, what the hell is he saying about what's going on with this Gators team? I mean, they look rough.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't talked to him a ton about it. He probably has his fair share of opinions on it. He writes and does podcasts for, he works for 247 Sports now, the Florida side, and also does the Believe podcast. So if you want to hear his opinions, you could probably look there, because that's where he'll share all of his insight. But yeah, they're not having a great season, but like I said, it happens. I can't really speak on what's happening inside those locker rooms, so who knows?
No
but hopefully they can turn it around.
We'll see about that. Anyways, we'll move forward. So let's go to these real fast question. Who was your favorite teammate, whether it's on the Pride, whether it's in club, whether it was on the Gators?
Favorite teammate? Oh my gosh. I mean, I'd have to take it back to my club days for sure. Okay. I can't pick just one. We were all like best. I'm actually going to one of my teammates' weddings in a week and a half. Wow. One of my club teammates, I've known her since I was, 9 or 10 years old. There's a group of us going. We've been friends since we were 8, 9 years old. We were all teammates. That's how we met. It was through club soccer. So I would definitely say just my club team. Those girls were my rocks for, I don't even know, like 10, 11 years, just a really long time. So definitely my club girls.
All right. Fair enough, I guess. All right. Favorite movie?
Favorite Mamma Mia or Harry Potter, any of
Interesting.
them.
All right. What TV show are you binge watching right now?
I just finished You, but the
Okay.
season 3, but I actually just binged really hard. Only Murders in the Building with Selena Gomez. That was
Oh,
really
yeah. I've
good.
heard good things
Yeah, I
about
really
that.
liked that one. It was really good. I also love Gilmore Girls. I can watch that anytime. I've already seen it through, but I'm watching it again.
All right. So we go back to soccer with this one. Favorite stadium to play in, whether it was college, club, professional?
Gator Stadium, of course.
The Diz?
The Diz. I love the Diz. All some of my favorite memories at that stadium. It's just a beautiful place. I just loved it so much.
Are you a little upset that the Diz is getting a little bit of a revamp on the locker rooms
No, I'm
coming next
happy for
year?
them. I was told that was going to be built in 2016 when I transferred.
Wow.
But
Jeez.
that's okay. It's built now. I'm really happy for them. I'm happy for the future Gators. I think that's exactly what they need.
Are you gonna, stay kind of close to, if you are in Orlando next year, we hope you are playing with the Pride. Are you gonna still stay in close contact with a lot of the girls that do stay and maybe, go catch a couple of games over in Gainesville at the Diz?
Yeah, definitely. I went to 2 games this year, which was really nice because I am so close with a lot of those girls. But yeah, I mean, I'll always stay in touch with those girls. We went through hell and back together, especially during those COVID years. So yeah, and I'll always be there for them. I know. I hope they know that they can always come to me if they ever want to talk about anything, whether it's soccer related or not. Yeah, I feel like I have good relationships with a lot of them, so I'll definitely stay in touch.
All right. Favorite team to play against? I guess we'll go Gators here. Who's your favorite team as a Gator to play against?
South Carolina was always a really good
Yeah.
game. I feel like, it was never dirty. It was just competitive and we both played really good soccer. So that was always fun. Um, Tennessee was always a little like rivalry game. It got pretty rough at times, but it was always really fun. Um, I'm trying to think who else.
What about any of these California teams? I know maybe that was probably before your time. I know Stanford came to the
Yeah,
Diz.
no, I was there when we beat Stanford.
Okay,
Yeah, no, that was awesome. We don't play them every year, and
right.
I would say it's a little tougher because it's not conference. I mean, obviously, I love playing against them because they're great teams
Yeah.
and it's super competitive. It's a lot of fun. It's fast paced, but something about just playing SEC teams, it's
Mhm.
just the adrenaline, the energy that goes into those games is unlike anything else.
Well, Parker, like I said, thanks for always coming on here. Parker Roberts, Orlando Pride, number 20, former Florida Gator star. I always appreciate you coming on. And you're always so grateful with your time with us. I appreciate it. Thanks again for
Yeah, no
coming.
problem. Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's always a lot of fun.